Here we are back in Weatherly Cemetery for our second trip. I'm going to give you guys a quick story to make a long story short, and it probably ain't going to be short, but I'm going to tell you anyway. The story of Weatherly Cemetery is, it's one of those, I mean, you could film a movie off this story. I mean, it's a very old cemetery. A lot of the graves date back to the 1700s. But the biggest thing about this place is it's evil. Hands down, when it gets dark, this place is bad news. The last time we were here, I actually took a picture dead straight ahead there. I'll repost it again, you know, to go with the stuff that comes off this investigation. But there's a woman who is seen in here in white, and she is always seen praying over here. And over here, I mean, you see me walking towards this flagpole. A church used to stand a long time ago. Now, Weatherly Cemetery is actually called St. Joseph's Cemetery, or it's known by St. Nicholas Cemetery, and it's just getting a really weird haze in here. I mean, it's thick. We can already tell this is going to be a very intense night. And uneasy feelings. Anyway, on with the story. The church where this flagpole sits used to sit here. Way back when, there was a witch who was actually buried up in the right corner where I'm pointing now. Up past this tree. Let me get over here for you guys. She was buried up in the right corner just outside of the graveyard. There have been articles on this woman. I mean, she was into the she was a Satanist. They did sacrifices up here. An old man that used to caretake this cemetery before he died actually wrote down a lot of the things he saw here. This church, I mean, he wasn't alive when the church burnt, but the stories came down from, you know, his father, grandfather. But this witch had a lot of followers and just evil people. He said the day they hung her, she told the townspeople, "Your church will burn." Back in the 60s, this guy said when the church went up, you know, it just went up for no reason. Absolutely nothing. They couldn't figure out why it burnt down, how it burnt down. Now, one half of this cemetery, over there, I mean, you see a lot of the newer stones, and they're not very new. And a lot of the better looking stones, you know, Catholic cemetery, very, very good place. Now, the bad people, her followers, were actually, she buried them on this side of the graveyard to coincide with Weatherly Cemetery. Now you're starting to put it together. There is a battle, you know, it's basically, you've got heaven on one side, and you've got hell on the other side of this cemetery. You can feel it in here. There's been stories, the biggest claim are the hellhounds. When it gets dark, that man the caretaker said that he used to watch them come out of that tree line back there. The last time we were here, we couldn't even get back there because there was so much activity back there. It was insane. I'm getting a lot of thunder. Chris is over there working. We're going to have to take a break here, let the rain die down a little bit, and then we're going to be really getting to work. But a white horse has been seen in this cemetery with a black shadow figure rider on it. growls, plenty of mist, and Chris has got some great ecto shots already. We've already gotten a voice pretty much out of nowhere, because we're just walking around, you know, talking to the spirits. Hopefully the woman will show herself again. We took a ton of pictures earlier when it was lighter. It's really coming down now. Sorry about that. I hear something now. But when I asked the little boy that we caught up here in a photo the last time, we asked him if he would show himself to us, and the last thing we expected this early, you know, just as soon as we got here, was a, you know, clear yes. Unfortunately, we didn't get that recorded, but that happens. But that's, I mean, these are the claims of Weatherly Cemetery. I mean, the man said that there were plenty of claims back in the 50s and 60s and 70s of ghost cars, like a hearse. The old hearses that would pull in here. He'd come up to check out, see what they were doing, and they would just vanish. There'd be nothing here. Drier over here? But we have to say the claims of Weatherly Cemetery, and we were here once before, and we can pretty much tell you that most of them are true. Yeah.
Just remember, anybody, when they tell you not to stand under a tree, well, sometimes you just have to.
Yeah. I'll stay on the good side of the cemetery. I don't feel like being over there in the bad part. Really?
And I think I got a couple faces in it.
Yeah.
I told anybody to show themselves to me up there. I didn't have it on video. But
Yeah, I've been telling these guys, you've got some incredible ecto and some shots already. I mean, this place it's fired up.
the real deal here. The claims are the right corner holds a woman that was known to have been a witch. Mostly she cursed this area and said that
Yep.
there would be a curse here, and the church burnt down in the 1960s.
Yep, she said it would burn, and it burnt. They never found out the reason why. And she haunts this place to the... And I think right now, we're going to take a short break and go get the rest of the equipment ready. Hopefully this rain will pass. If not, we're still going to work this place. But we will, when you guys see this, that means we got out of here. If you don't see this and somebody finds it 5 years down the road, well, I don't think we're coming back. But like I posted earlier, this sounds insane, but yeah, it's coming down harder. One of the dream claims, or not dream claim, but one of the dream things that any paranormal investigator would love to catch is a hellhound. And this place is supposedly swarming with them after dark to protect that evil witch that sits back in the cemetery. So when the Catholic Church abandoned this cemetery so many years ago and they stopped mowing over on the far side, we now know why. This graveyard was abandoned because it's evil. The monks will only mow so far in, and that's the story. I'm gonna get in where it's dry.